no, I'm Jane.
Hi, I'm Graham, and
Together
we are the Woolly Cod Wanderers.
Hello there. Well, I do apologise that we're not putting videos out as regular, but we haven't been places, so can't really put them out if we're not going anywhere. Just say the jobs around the house that needed to be done, so we apologise that we haven't been getting them out, but hopefully we'll start to get back on the road again, and we'll get you some videos out. And I also wanted to say a big apology to Let's Go Somewhere Travels. They'd come down to the Teesside area and they've been at South Gare and inboxed us to let us know they were there, but we couldn't really go for the simple reason I'd just got a window of a day and a bit to get my fencing done, and it was just happened to be the day that they were down there. So I do apologise, but hopefully we'll get a chance to meet up in the future. But anyway, I'll show you what I've been up to. Oh. So as I say, I've been putting this fence up. I'd take the old fence down and obviously put this new fence up. So that's just been done, and Jane fancied like a real effect fence, so we just put that along the front. But it's a picketed gate section here. Oh, and Jane's been playing. This area, we had loads of trees and stuff in it, and we've dug it all out and cleaned it up, and it's Jane's little fairy garden. Looks like the dogs have been through it and knocked bits over, but the fairy garden, it's only just starting, but it's meant for when the grandkids come, a little area for them to play in. So that's what we've been on with. But as I say, it's the van that you want to have a look at, and it's to do with the seats. Oh wait, follow me. Right, I don't know whether it's, you know that saying, the van's never finished. Well, I think that applies in this little job. I don't know if it's just when they say it's not finished, it's because you always look at different ways of tweaking it. And I'll show you the problem we have. Well, it's not a problem, but how the seats work at the moment and how I want to try and improve it. Right, so when I want to get into this seat under here, this is what I've got to do. Right. So that's how you have to get into there. So my thinking was, if I cut it in half, if I cut it in half like that, then it would be easier to get into the different sections. So what I've got here is, this is our little storage cupboard. However, you'll see at the back of there, all those wires exposed. So I need to put piece of plyboard on here to hide all the back of the electrics, because if you're using this cupboard you can quite easily snag these electrics. And then on this side of the cupboard I'd left it open so it goes right through underneath the bed, but I'm thinking of putting a sheet across here as well so that it makes it a proper little cupboard. But by cutting it like that, it's a lot easier to get in at. See, there's the electric cupboard, and that's where all your wires are, and obviously you've just seen the back on how they all come through. So I think the next thing we need to do is put a couple of pieces of plyboard on. Right, now with splitting the bench in half, this is how we get in to this cupboard. Instead of, well, as you saw earlier, taking it all out, whereas now I just need to do that. slide it a bit that way, and then we've got access into the cupboard. And as I say, I've boarded that side off now so that there's no exposed wires, and boarded this side off so it is now a proper little cupboard. So as you can see from that I think's improved the ease of using the storage on there. But the big problem we've got is this slide out bed, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, here we go again. So bear in mind, under here we have our water and also our bedding. So this is what you have to do if you've run out of water as well. So we do that, and then we lift that. Where's my little stick? And we put our little stick in. That's to gain access to the bedding, and they're not in here at the moment because they've all been rinsed out and left out to dry, but it stacks 60 litres in here. So we've got 5 10 litres there, and 1 10 litre goes there. And as we use them, we just take the water pump out and put into the next. And that's what we do. What we've started to do on an evening is when we open this up to get the bedding out, if we need to change the water, we'll change it then, so it's okay for the next day, so we're not having to lift this up and down all the time. However, we've been watching on a Sunday morning, what do they call them again, darling?
Sometimes I Wonder.
That's it, Sometimes I Wonder, Graham's channel. And at the moment he's doing, on a Sunday morning, definitely get over and watch it, he's doing the van build of John and Kerry's. And Kerry has come up with instead of a lift up, a slide out to get into their like pull out bed. So my theory is that, just get rid of that, instead of this lifting up like that, it is on, well, I'll lift this up so you can see what I'm on about. That's a better way. So this top is fixed to 1 2 3 4 5, there's 6 hinges on there. So my theory is that if I unscrew those 6 hinges, then this should just pull out. So what I'm going to do is try and undo them and then see if it'll work the way Kerry's does. So I'll go get my screwdriver and then we'll sort that out. Right, so we took all those 8 hinges off, and in theory this should just pull out. Oh, it does, but that drops, hang on, because that was into there. So. Oh, I like that. That means I can slide into there by just having it as a slide out instead of a pull out. It slides into there. The only thing is this needs to be adjusted because it was on the hinges, and as you say, that's just hanging loose. But now I can just grab hold of that, change my water over, get the bedding out without having to strip the whole bed down. But I may have to change this because this was on a hinge and now it's loose, so it's dropping there. So I may need to look at tweaking that so that that's not dropping about, but that works so much better.
This
He
is
says,
dropped.
no, that's dropped, doesn't it? Yeah, I need to look at that. I might have to look at doing it a different way, or putting another batten under there. But then if I put another batten under there, it's going to make that proud. So I may have to redesign the pull out, but the actual theory, well actually no, if I put a piece of thin batten across the top, which are there screwed through to, then that batten, like that one, it's screwed onto those, will stop that dropping. But how easy is that? You mean if we're making the bed on the night, darling, innit? And during the day I can get in and change my water. The only thing I'm concerned with, if it's putting too much, there's too much movement on this. I don't know if you can see that on the base, but that seems so much more user friendly than having it as a proper lift. But I'm concerned about the strength of that, because, well, it's always been the same, hasn't it? It's but yes, I think a big thumbs up to Kerry, don't you?
I do too.
Because I like that, don't you? A lot easier, isn't it? I'm just going to show you again, look. Woohoo. Just pull out, get in, change my water. The only thing is that's not, unless that's because it used to lift and pull. So as long as I, when I'm bringing it out, still lift it slightly so there's no pressure on there, I don't have to strip the whole. You could even leave your seat on here, just fold your back cushion down. That can get in and change the water. And on a night when we're setting the beds up, we don't have to strip everything down, pile everything up with the beds. We can still have the cushion on here, just get the bedding out onto the top, then just slide that out. So will that slide out okay? That is the question. So if we push that back, yeah, I'm going to have to put a lat across the top so that it keeps them in place. But then, in theory, that'll pull out with that up there like that, and we'll still be able to put the bed out. I think it might need a bit of tweaking, but the principle of it is excellent, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Because then when we pull that out, oh, you just pull that out and then you're done, aren't you? There's your bed. You only need to bring it in the other way when you want to be in the cupboard. And when I made this bed, well, I'll just push that in a little bit. Oops. When I made this bed frame, and I don't know if you saw the video where we put the cushions down and we were like 3 inches short on the base, and that was because I hadn't allowed for the wadding that was put on both ends of the cushions and the back cushions. But now, in theory, if I fix a piece of battening across the back, we can bring this out even further. But I think, like John was saying, he put some metal brackets on there. Because, well, as you say, when it's out, it's okay, isn't it? It's just, yeah, it's not going anywhere there, is it? Oh, that's sound, isn't it? You think, my darling?
Yeah.
Right. So, yet again, thanks, Kerry. I shall be tweaking this and we'll let you know how we get on. Good morning, everybody.
Hello there.
Right, what do you think to our new seat covers? Eh?
Yes. We've gone for antelope this time. And they're a little bit bigger. They go along the top there. We did used to have wolf, but the fabric sheds quite a lot.
Yeah,
so
you're covered in white bits, aren't you? From
yes,
that?
yes, and it only went so far along the cushions, just as they tucked in. Whereas this new one covers all of them and protects the seats from the puppies.
Probably,
But,
probably me, wasn't it? Ordering maybe they're not the right size, but
well, not reading the reviews, possibly.
Oh.
But yeah, this one's for high days and holidays. When we're
Yes.
just scruffing and our Sunday best. But these are when we're just scruffing about. We'll use these ones.
yes. When we're not at a meet-up, we'll have them. But when we're going to meet-ups, you know, we're to lift the posh ones. So anyway, but I've been playing around with this seat, so I'll show you what I've been up to. So now, take that off. I've had to move a cushion. Bear in mind what you saw, what I had to do. Now, just flap that down. Oh, and the cushion didn't come with it. That's possibly these new covers that are tucked down the side. But just do that and I can get straight in to the back, can change me water, can get the bedding out. We don't have to strip the whole bed down to get our things out. But I'll take these covers off because I want to show you what I've been doing. So if anybody else is thinking of using this, but it was Kerry and John, won it with Graham's channel, Sometimes I Wonder, that we got the idea from. So I'll move them out the way. Now see, that's all the chew we had before. Now if you remember when I was showing you, these lats were dropping down, but what I've done is just put a thin bit of what is it, couple of mil by 2 inch, and that's been screwed separately on different ones, so that now that just comes out, and then we just slide that back, and there's your double bed. I haven't pulled it all the way out because I'm stood here, but the thing is with that, see how easy that is. And what I've done is on all 3 areas I've put an extra 2x2 which has been screwed through and glued onto these areas here, because that's where this timber was screwed to originally, but we're a couple of inches short. So by putting these boards in, we now can extend the bed. So you just need to take it to there. Let me get out the way. Oh, got my cushion in the way, I can't get round. So when we're normal now, and pull it right out. You know what I mean? I can even take it a bit further. I know it's all loose, and my concern is that when you're driving around it might move, but I think there's enough weight and the way the leg is on the floor that that won't happen. However, if it does, then we might need to look at
a solution to the problem.
A solution to the problem. Well, that's what camper vanning is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because not everything's like in a house, and you've just got to twist and
tweak things.
That's him.
Do a bit of tweaking.
Do a bit of tweaking so it works. But I'm so much happier with that, because that now, as you say, look at, oh, as he says, he hasn't got it right up in there, but there, how easy that slid out. And now, you know what I mean, the access to get to the water. So if we run out of water halfway during the day, I don't have to say to Jane, do you really need it changing now? I can just go and change it, because we'll have the water there, the bed in there. I can just pull them out onto the top, pull that out, and Bob's your uncle. But as you say, it sits back okay. What I might look at doing is, on the underside of here, is put some bits of metal.
L brackets.
That's him. Some L brackets on all the legs, or all the bits that are down, to add a bit more strength to it. But other than that, over the moon, I don't have to strip all this off now, like I just have done to show you, to get at it. So, quids in. Anyway, with that, we'll hopefully next time we'll be out and about on the road, because we've been getting on with things, as we say, around the house that needed to be done, but with the weather being so poor, it hasn't been the weather to get on and do those things. So we've had to sacrifice a bit of camper vanning to get the bits that we needed to get done. But so next time, hopefully, we'll be on the road. So till then,
Bye for now.